All right. Hello, Speed Gaming 3, and welcome to technically the official start of SGLIVE 2021. My name is Zeddy, and we have two excellent Super Metroid Any Percent racers with us today. That is Galen83 and Timo-chan. Both excellent runners, and both with very similar PBs, so we can expect a really good race today. I'm very excited for this. Let me pull up some of those numbers for you. Galen with a current PB of 44 minutes and 46 seconds, and Timo with a current PB of 44 minutes and 27 seconds. So both runners are neck and neck in terms of their ability to finish this game. Yes, this is the Speed Gaming Live 2021 Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament. One of the most prestigious speedruns that have been run. Has been run and is currently being run by many different runners today. Over thousands of people having time submitted on the leaderboard. Really excited to see two very strong players in this tournament duking it out for their lives. This is the lower bracket of the tournament. So whoever loses this race will be going home, and the winner will be moving on to play a Nin Toaster in Losers Round 4. Yeah, we'll get that synced up to you, Galen. Not actually ahead right now. It's just a little bit of a timing difference. So, perfectly synced up with the match of the winning crew. Got it fun. Both players bonking that door, getting that 73 entry. Both players having the same entry from 783 into this room. Timo taking that slight lead right there. All right, we have the steam room. First bit of RNG in this game. Galen getting blasted a little bit with that steam. All right, Galen getting bopped around a little bit by all the random tiles and steam in this room, but that's fine. Galen coming in with that 43 and Timo coming in with that 45 elevator. So both players now leaving the series station and will be heading over to planet Zebes, however you want to pronounce it. Lots of controversy involving the pronunciation of that name. But yeah, so what we can expect from both these runners are, I believe, PRKD runners. So we will expect to see the new route from both runners. I don't know if Timo does any sort of Kraid first shenanigans where you essentially do the new route, but instead of doing Ridley second, you do Kraid second. I'm also unsure if Galen does anything about that. Seeing as both of these runners are very evenly matched, it'd be interesting to see if what kind of safeties these players opt to take, or if they both just go super hard and hope for the best. Ooh, Galen getting that little weave moonfall. That's pretty swag. That saves like 10 frames or 5 frames or something. So Timo a little bit ahead, but Galen showed us that swag moonfall. I think he deserves a few seconds for that. All right, so both players will now be heading over to grab their first set of missiles. Let's see what kind of strats they employ. Timo doing the down back strat in that room. Galen opting to just run over and shoot the blocks from below. Both extremely valid strats. Oddly enough, the two top any percent times on the leaderboard held by the world record holders both employ one of those strats. So even if the down back strat is technically better, well, the only other person to hold a 40 that's not the world record holder does the strat that Galen did there. So just goes to show that to get elite times, you don't actually have to do the same thing. Just got to be consistent. All right, Timo just doing the shot up and going across. Galen employing the exact same strategy. Both players fallen in the pit a few times. That's okay. Now we have the climb. Timo going for the wall jump climb. Galen opting to go for the ledge grab climb. Timo having a little bit less trouble getting up there faster. Timo going for that right side parlor while Galen opts to go for the left side parlor strat. Very, very interesting how we're seeing very different approaches to these rooms by both players, even though both players are very similarly skilled. Timo getting that 447 bombs time, very respectable. Galen also hitting that 452 bombs time. Alright, Galen opting for the pixel perfect setup on Bomb Chorizo. Timo will be rolling a little bit forward to make Bomb Chorizo roll back, and the fight starts. Let's see if either of these players can get a 1 round. Great fight by Timo. Oh, Galen will not be getting the 1 round Bomb Chorizo, and that's because he picked up all the missiles. You will need, I believe, 8 missiles, or 7, I can't remember off the top of my head, but you need a certain amount of missiles that is more than 5, and if you pick up all the missile packs in the beginning, you have to wait for that second cycle of Bomb Chorizo drop in that farm. So, Timo having the better early game at the moment. Ooh, Galen's struggling a bit with the Alcatraz. This is one of the first tricks that you sort of learn, major tricks I would say that you learn that's a little bit more technical, but, you know, getting up there after a few tries, no harm, no foul. And looks like Timo had a little bit of trouble on that, on the Terminator room, so I had to slow down to pick up some missiles. Galen getting through there just fine, and Timo coming out of that first bit of RNG, second bit of RNG, I guess, third bit, I don't know, a little bit of RNG, but Galen has to wait for some of these pirates to pick up at least 1 missile pack, and that's because you want 2 missiles coming into this next room. And that is because you will get 4 missiles from these bugs right here to open up this next pink door. So coming up to our first little sequence break. That quick mock ball to retain your speed and grab these early supers. And we have Galen going into this room as well. Excellent deboost strat. Alright, so as mentioned before, both of these runners are new route runners. If you could not tell immediately, the typical strat for the Pirate Zoom in the earlier is to just actually kill them all and then pick up that 1 extra missile pack. Telltale sign typically for a old route runner is that they'll just run through because the health is not really necessary for them. So Galen picking up that, Galen has a little bit extra farm here. Galen's got some nice resources through some RNG in the beginning. It looks like he picked up a missile pack from the early supers room, and he got that full health from that little bug. That bug often does not drop anything. I think it's like a 1 in 5 or 1 in 4 chance that it just doesn't drop anything. But Galen having a few extra missiles, that's going to help for that Fantoon fight. Alright, let's see if Timo can get this bug boost strat through the gate. Does not go far left enough to trigger the bug from coming out. But that's okay. Now Galen better get this or I'll be upset. Come on, Galen. Excellent. Eddie is not upset today. Alright, so Timo heading up that red tower. Probably one of the first kind of scary moments of the game where you could have a little bit of a time loss. You have to follow that charge shot up. Okay, it looks like yeah, so Galen didn't seem to get that, so if you don't follow it up, you just have to go to the top, break the block, fall all the way back down, and then just do it again. Because these rippers, Galen definitely losing some time here. The problem is these rippers, they're in the perfect spot right when you get here. And if you don't shoot the shot up and follow the shot up and break the block as you get up there, then you can't. It's very unlikely that you'll be able to shoot a shot up and follow the shot again, because the Rippers will have been in different spots and they'll almost certainly get blocked along the way up. That being said, Galen finally gets up there, and Timo will be heading towards the moat. I told Galen prior to this race that he better not mess up this caterpillar room, something that he is infamous for. And Timo opting to he gives up his right to CWJ here. It doesn't seem like he likes the consistency of that, so opts to go for the horizontal bomb jump where he just lands on this platform. There's a very specific setup you need to nail that trick, and he takes a dip in the moat. Meanwhile, more importantly, Galen does not mess up the caterpillar room. But that being said, Timo does have a lead, so can take a little bit of a dip there. Yeah, still not making it quite across. This trick is very, very finicky, so... There we go. Gets across. So Galen also heading over the moat right now. Ooh, did Galen take a hit somewhere? Because his health is actually not looking too hot. Galen not quite getting that CWJ frame. Falls into the moat a little bit, but that's not a bad fall. Yeah, so Timo's health looking good. Fantoon will be hitting you for... pretty much all of Fantoon's flames and Fantoon's body will hit you for 40 damage. Galen making it across the moat just fine, so that's great. So that being said, Timo has 3 hits, and then the 4th hit will kill him, barring any sort of health drops. Galen, on the other hand, only has 2 hits, so having not above 120 is always a little bit scary. But nothing unheard of. It's not uncommon to have this kind of health going into Fantoon, but Timo definitely a little bit more comfortable, because this is definitely a point where you can die. Okay, no fast for Timo. Let's see if he can get this mid right here. All right, we got that mid pattern for Timo. Okay, it looks like a 5 missile Doppler. I don't think he's going to be able to 2-round this unless he gets a major Doppler here. Yeah, okay, not opting to go for some crazy Doppler for a 2-round, just going for that 1-round. Sorry, that 3-round. And we'll have Galen beginning the fight. Galen gets the fast right off the bat. Ooh, expertly dodges any sort of damage. Ooh, that was a 6 missile Doppler, so I think Galen has a chance for a 2-round here. I can't stress enough, that fast pattern is really hard not to get hit from. Ooh, Galen tried for that 2-round, but unfortunately the Doppler broke at the end. It wasn't able to get it, but gets that fast right there. So, with all that being said, Galen has made up quite a bit of time here on Timo. Timo coming out with some real good resources. Full health, 15 missiles, 5 supers, and that's pretty much enough power bombs. Oh yeah, Galen coming out with pretty much just as good resources. 1 extra power bomb. I guess 1 less super, but both great. You really want to come out with max health if possible here. And that's the reason for that is because that bowling that you'll have to go to finish off gravity, you don't have a new route, you don't have any sort of, spark, you don't have any suits to reduce the damage from the spikes, and you don't have grapples. So you actually have to just run through the spikes, and it takes 60 damage per hit. So it's very unassuming, but you can absolutely just die in that room. And very often you might come out with, under 120 health. You have to take at minimum 2 hits to get across. So if you don't have at least 121 health, you actually just cannot do that room. You'd have to farm. That being said, you want to have ideally you have at least 181, so you can take that 3rd hit if something goes wrong. That being said, it's usually not the kind of thing you sweat in a run, but in a race setting, if you have to think about the strat, sometimes you can fail it. So hopefully none of these runners have any issues, both coming out with max health, so it's looking good so far. That's 1 hit right there. That's 2 hits right there. And Timo gets across just fine. So we have Galen right behind. So you have to go for the D boost. You can do a little D boost, but it's kind of risky. One hit for Galen, no D boost. Gets a few arm pumps in there. 2, and makes it across just fine as well. So both players will be gritting that gravity suit, and we'll be heading over to the upper Norfair section. And yes, technically, theoretically, you can bomb jump across the whole thing without taking any damage. And that being said, if a human were to do that, that's another that would be another thing. All right, Timo getting that nice little D boost, saving those frames. And Timo does actually need another power bomb, so let's see if he opts to farm. Ooh, okay, so he opted to those crabs have a pretty decent chance of dropping power bombs, but ooh, Galen got a nice little bounce ball. But farming both, he did not get an extra power bomb, so he will have to. I mean, he doesn't have to, but there's a good chance Timo will opt to farm the little bug, the B-Tom in Red Tower. It's the little frog creature that is sort of in the middle of the tower. And the reason he'll want to do that is because there is a strat in the high jump boots room that requires a power bomb. You don't have to do it, but it's faster. Yeah, okay, so we see Timo opting to farm that bug. And we have Galen doesn't have to farm that bug. Just runs straight over and has the requisite power bombs to do all the strats that he would like to do. So both players picking up this Spazer beam. Do need this beam. Not actually required, but because of New Route you are not getting that plasma beam. In order to reasonably kill Mother Brain and Ridley without taking 5 years, you actually do need that extra firepower from the plasma. It makes the fuse room strats easier, but the primary reason that you need it is because of the raw time save on fighting some of these bosses is greater than just having to waste time to go and grab the plasma itself, or sorry, the Spazer itself. So we have Timo not opting to do any sort of PKRD shenanigans. Oh, Galen sucking the supers? Galen is going to do PKRD for this route. Okay. So this is I believe this is a very a meta game kind of decision. Timo does have the higher PB. Now that being said, this route PKRD is in theory probably somewhere in the realm of 15 to 30 seconds slower. And the reason is because when you do Ridley first, you will opt to you will not opt to, but you are going to grab all of the things that Timo's grabbing first. High jump boots, you're going to grab the speed booster, and the speed booster is primary reason why this route is fast. This route is slower because the room that Galen went through, that mini crate room, is a long corridor. So it's just significantly faster if you have speed booster and you run through the hallway and you have that super speed going through. You just save time. That's primarily where the time comes from. And in addition to the fact that you need a certain amount of supers going into Meridia. So Galen will be getting a huge super refill. Nice crate quick kill. But it's not as necessary as it is for as what you need for Meridia, because in Meridia you need those 6 supers for that Batoon quick kill. There's no other way around it. If you don't have it, you're basically going to lose like 30 seconds. So after Galen fights Ridley, because he's not going to be getting that mini crate super refill, he has to find another way to get those supers. And so the time it takes to grab that farm is also another extra time loss. So in the end, it's somewhere in the realm of 15 to 30 seconds or so. Now that being said, the benefit is if Galen opts to grab this crate E-Tank here, I'm not 100% sure if he'll do it, but he may do it for safety in this race. We'll actually have to see that in a second now. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he is going for the crate E-Tank. So Now, the main reason is Galen's going to be much safer at the most dangerous part of this run, which will be in Lower Norfair. Definitely a place where all new route runners go to die. Very common that great runs will just die in Lower Norfair because the difficulty is extremely high. Now, that being said, Galen will be very prepared for this run going into that room. And the other benefit is if Teemo has a lot of issues in the Lower Norfair and loses a lot of time because of it, Galen could opt to play a little bit safer potentially, you know, and obviously if he finds out that Teemo dies, Galen can maybe take up that effectively, potentially a free win. Ooh, Galen opening that door a little right there. That's kind of cute. So we'll not have to super the door on the way up to that ice beam room. Meanwhile, Teemo picking up that speed booster, really zooming through this upper Norfair. It looks like he didn't have too much issues. Okay, so for anyone that turned away for a second, Galen is not really behind right now. Just opted to take a little bit of a detour and kill Kraid first. Teemo with really, really good resources here. 15 missiles, 9 supers, max HP. Looking to be in prime shape heading into the Lower Norfair room. Oh, missiling that door too. So Teemo is being extra careful here. Yeah, typically, if you have 9 supers, you'll just super that door because it is faster, and then you would super this door as well. But Teemo opting to just super the first door. One of the main reasons is the supers that you have right now will pretty much be carried all the way over to that Ridley fight. And for every one less super that you have, that is 2 charge shots that you have to do. So you have to think, you hold down that shot button, 1, 2, 3, shoot. Shoot again, 1, 2, 3, shoot. And that's the time that, you know, you shoot 1 super, that's the time you would save. It's very significant. And Teemo, it also makes the fight a little bit easier because the longer you drag on the Ridley fight, the scarier it is because Ridley can absolutely kill you. Seen it happen to many runners. You know, top tier runners have died to Ridley in this tournament. And yeah, so Teemo looking to be in prime shape, take on that Ridley fight. But we'll see. So this is one of the scary parts of PRKD. If you do that Kraid first, this is not as dangerous because you have that extra health and that various suit. But this Lava Spark... Oh, so Teemo does not get the Lava Spark. And that's one of the ways that you don't want to fail it. The problem is that Spark... Okay, so he has to do this gravity jump where he loses 1,000,000 health, which would normally be okay, but... Oh, so Galen having a little trouble in that Bubble Mountain. But the problem is, if you fail the Spark costs health as well. So if you fail the Spark and you have to do the gravity jump, now your health is in complete shambles. 106. This is one of the reasons why Galen's strat might be, you know, might be really good for him here because Teemo can basically make no missteps. If he makes, he has 2 chances here. If he makes 1 misstep and then a second misstep, it's lights out. He will die. Everything in here hits you pretty much for about 50 damage. He has the Spark right here. Oh, Teemo has basically 1 health. It's looking real scary. We have to hold our breath here. Any hit in this room will kill him. Okay, making it across the worst room in the game. These rooms are no joke. There is a chance that Teemo, if he can get across this room just fine, will opt to go for the Fire Flea. Not 100% sure if he'll opt to do that. Maybe he'll just go for it, but we'll have to see. Oh, everything right there is so dangerous. Okay, Teemo's looking like he's going to just do the Spark. He's going to go for it. No safeties here. Hopefully he gets some health here. Oh, no health. Oh, didn't make it there. Okay, he's gonna have to wait. If you stumble in this room, you will not beat the Key Hunter into that shaft, so you have to just go. You have to wait. Okay, this is the final really scary room of the run. This is a really dangerous room. There's a specific manip that you have to do, or there's a safe strat, but if you make 1 misstep, you are dead. Oh, and Teemo gets across the wasteland just fine. Okay, so He can still die in the next room, but he's almost certainly in good shape here. He will be getting a health refill from these metal pirates. I think he messed up. Teemo messes up this room. Oh my gosh, okay. His health is still kind of low, but I think he's okay. All right, so because Teemo clipped the ledge on the entrance, the pirate's manipulation was messed up in a certain way, and it caused that pirate to follow Teemo into that next spot. Is Teemo gonna go for it? I think he's gonna have to farm. This health is looking really sketchy. Yeah, okay, so Teemo's gonna farm here. His health is currently in shambles. I think he definitely wants to farm here, make sure he has the requisite health. Ridley gonna hit you. Any body shots from Ridley pretty much hitting you for 40 damage. Okay, so now Teemo's in prime position to take on this Ridley fight. So Galen has that information. Teemo definitely lost a good chunk of time there. That was significant. So whatever time loss that Galen had from that PKRD is, he may have gained back from that information and can probably take it a lot easier in this Lower Norfair. So Galen not getting that spark. We'll have to remember not to use power bombs in the Key Hunter shaft room on the way down, or else he will have to pick up the power bombs to shame, which is a significant time loss. Meanwhile, Teemo doing excellent work on Ridley right now. Galen making up worst room in the game. So that worst room in the game, if you do not make it across first try, upon failing the pillar spark, you can be in a sketchy situation because you will be running out of power bombs real soon if you're not careful. Really causing a little bit of trouble for Teemo. Ridley should be dead soon. That is the fight. Okay, pretty good fight. Interesting. I just noticed that Galen does not have ice selected. So is Galen going to go for X Factor strats? Okay, Teemo not wanting to mess around with this Lower Norfair. Don't know if this was a decision due to Galen going for that PKRD route or if it's another type of decision. But opts to get that Ridley E-Tank. This Lower Norfair escape is actually probably the most dangerous spot of Lower Norfair.